Frankie and Tommy here. The previous episode starts with money problems, identity crisis, and enough chaos to cancel your lunch break.
Yeah, you could say that. Floyd's $200,000 mess up might put him in jail. And it's funny because the boy with money in his name, and he's undefeated at 50-0. But as we know, he apparently is getting back into the room with Pacquiao because clearly he needs some cash. He needs some cash.
The man made more money than a small nation and still sounds like rent is due Friday.
Comparison, you got to build your fire back up.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to put it. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
How the fuck do you expect to do that when you're not putting any fucking logs on it?
Jon just gave a TED talk for people who own 4 planners and still dodge Monday.
I'm sharing with you this because this is like my journey towards this conversation. Because you're bang on. Sometimes I need to go through these. It's like when I met AJ, right? I need to go through these moments in my own brain, my own journey to be reminded. Because you're absolutely correct. How can I build a fire if there's no fucking wood on it?
That is every gym membership, unread self-help book, and saved motivational reel judging us at once.
And Whitaker, listen, been better at it, and right now I feel like I'm not as good at it as I could be. And this is how I've been my whole life, brother.
Decision, bitty step.
That line hurts because your phone can't do the step for you yet.
Now all of a sudden those feelings go away because the bitty step takes it all away.
Yeah.
Without the bitty step, without the decision, you're just doing this.
That's it. Yeah.
And that's a hard thing for guys like us to swallow.
Well, interesting to see when you said us because we go through it, right? Because I know what to do. I know everything I'm doing. I know how to do everything.
You're not stepping. You're standing.
That is the productivity app telling you, buddy, downloading me was not the task.
You want this, but you're not actively in pursuit. That's a huge part of how you feel. As soon as you go in pursuit, a lot of this starts to drift away. As we talk, you're having conversations, you're talking your way through this.
Yeah.
In actuality, your identity is I'm just the guy who gets shit done. So this whole thing is you have a conflict in your identity right now. Pointing out some things that have you feeling this way.
Yes. Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Stubbornness, son of a bitch.
This is what happens when your friend loves you enough to ruin your excuses before breakfast.
Just so you know, if you were a potential client, I would have said, you know what? You're not ready.
That's every team meeting. You ask for honesty, then immediately build a courtroom around your feelings.
When you're ready to actually listen to someone that can see what's going from the outside in, I'm here. But right now, you don't see it. Again, let's just pretend we don't know each other.
Yeah.
All I've done is talk to you about things in this conversation. That's my only knowledge base, right? Not everything else I know about you.
Yes.
And that's it. So when you give me information and I show you that information is part of your problem and you argue with me, you're not ready. Brother, I gotta tell you, you'd be a fucking terrible lawyer.
That was not advice. That was a judge throwing the gavel through your group chat.
Grandpa's a fucking dirty old man.
Every family has one uncle who makes everybody suddenly very interested in potato salad.
Look at the grandpa.
I swear to God, dude, if that was my fucking daughter and if I was taking a piss, I came walking down those steps, I'd have slapped that phone out of his hand if that was my daughter. Second, I'd have stood that fucking old boy up and said, Jesus Christ, you're lucky you're old as hills, I'll whoop your ass. That's my fucking kid right there.
Amen. I'm with you.
When Cheryl says amen, even the people pretending not to listen start nodding.
Fucking weirdo. Jesus Christ, you want to be a fucking weirdo? Go do it where nobody can see it. Definitely not with my fucking daughter.
What was the kid moment?
The kid moment is where he just fucking argues something to the floor when he's completely wrong.
That is not arguing. That is turning a bad take into a limited series nobody asked for.
100%. Ask my parents about that when I was growing up. They're like, oh yeah, no. Just gotta argue it.
Creativity as well.
Yeah. So
see, the gay boys weren't fucking smiling like when they're talking about cocks. You see, like, you ever seen that? We've all seen it. It looks like this twisted looking fucking thing, the DNA string.
This show just swerved from roast therapy into biology class, and somehow nobody hit the brakes.
Yes.
Okay. So the end of these things, they basically, what happens, that's the telomere. So the end of these things basically start to fray. So think of it like a shoelace. When the shoe is brand fucking new, it's got that, the sneaker, it's got that shoelace, a little thing on the end that keeps it tight. Well, as you especially when you're kids, you fuck their shoes up. That piece comes off, right? And that thing starts to open up and fray. And that, in essence, that shoelace starts to short. Makes sense?
Yes, it does. Yes.
So think about the ends of your telomeres as they start to fray. That DNA strand shortens. Well, when the DNA strand is gone, everything's over.
So I'm gonna take.
In essence, epitalon is healing and repairing, and the argument is it could be lengthening those telomeres, which would be lengthening lifespan. Well, I cycle of it, funny enough.
Yeah.
So I take it. I have to, especially when I first started using it. Christ Almighty.
When a supplement tells you bedtime is now, your body has become the strict parent.
The first night I took it, it was like my body was like, "You need to fucking lay down." I was like, I took it. Normally, I'll take if I'm doing my evening shots for peptides, I'll do it like kind of part of my evening routine. I'll take those, get in the shower.
Yeah, yeah.
With fucking epitalon, man, I got to take that shit right before I go to bed because it's almost like my body's saying, you need to lay down because I'm going to start to repair.
Listen, Gen X, we are built for change, but we are running out of patience for babysitting. Listen, I say it with love. Well, mostly because, we, the generation that is next and the one that's after us, or the one that's before us, the boomers, we've had to adapt to everything. We grew up analog. We know we did. I had the conversation yesterday. Then the world became digital. And then we learned that landlines, the email, the cell phones, all that social media stuff, the smartphones remote, and now we are coming to the world of AI. Yep. We watched industries get rebuilt. We watched media collapse and reform. We watched institutions lose trust everywhere. Think about it. We watched the workplace mutate. Nation, to my Gen Xers out there, I hope you're paying attention to this because this is actually our world. Think about it, right? Industries rebuilding, media collapsing, institutions losing trust, workplaces mutating, all on our watch. We watched our kids grow up in a reality we did not have language for when we were young. Think about this. Think about the world that we've been growing up with. So no, anybody arguing with us, Gen X is not afraid of change. We've actually been changing our entire lives. That's just the truth.
If real life keeps updating like an app, watch the previous episode. More highlights like this. Full show is up next.
Nobody tells you fatherhood is a witness protection program for your old identity.
One day you're a man with plans. Next day you're negotiating with a tiny bald landlord who screams when rent is due.
Today, we're talking about how to become a great dad without disappearing on yourself. Only on The Big Show.
Good morning, nation. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and Friends, your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and big conversations. We got Jimmy on the buttons, we got Kai on the buttons, and of course, we got our very own producer, Neiman, out there making sure the words sound as good as I look this morning. We got Dwayne and Rico doing the fucking arm wrestle for who's going to own the baby boomer token. He is toothless and proud. His name, Matt Roof. Talk John's the bullshit professor. Kai's the shit professor. Brianna, you're always teaching me, man, every single Tuesday. Nation, you will not find this kind of knowledge anywhere on the planet to start your day other than Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and Friends. So some of you became a father the day the test turned positive. Then some of you became a father the day you got the call you weren't ready for. Then every one of you lost the man you used to be in the process. Well, nobody warned you about that part. Nobody handed you the paperwork on what father does to your identity. Nobody warned you about what fatherhood does to your bank account as well. Yeah, today we're getting into it. Good morning, good morning, good morning, nation, and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and Friends. Good morning, Rico, I see you out there. Good morning, Holward, I see you out there. Good morning, Robert Kreitzbander, I see you out there. Good morning, Roofy, I see you out there. Good morning, everybody. What a shaking nation. Yes, today we're getting to the big show, what fatherhood does to a man's identity and to a man's checkbook as we age through life. And hey, we got a big guest coming up on the show here today. We got Joseph Dituri. The guy lived underwater for 100 days. Yeah, true mother story. Came back 10 years younger. Yeah, retired Navy commander, Dr. Joseph Dituri. He didn't do it for a stunt. He did it to prove that extreme pressure can heal the traumatic brain injuries quietly destroying the lives of veterans. That conversation's coming up today on the big show that we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and Friends. Hey, we get up daily every single day here on the network, 7:30 Eastern time. Matt Roof gets up and gets after it. He opens up the show, opens up the day, opens up the week with kindness, a little bit of kindness to help you start your day. And then we wander into the room around 8 o'clock with myself and Jon Anderson to get you up, get you out of bed, not hit that snooze button. Speaking of snooze button, hey, Jimmy. We got producer Jimmy on the buttons over there. We got Kai over the buttons over there. We got Melissa with her sore tooth mouth over there. Nation, what a shaking. Jimmy, how long you snoozing? Yeah, today, over a day wasted to laying around with the button. So guys, I didn't snooze today, but I fucking slept in. Yeah, true story. Oh, I made it in. Oh, fuck, Jimmy, it's recorded. Okay, so I didn't sleep in though. I got up for a pee before my alarm. I was up for a piss, went for my alarm, and then I'm like, okay, I'll just lay back for 2 more minutes. Yeah, well, I got 2 more minutes turned into actually 63 minutes. So here's the good news, though, nation. Here's the good news. We actually always have time because I got my agents working for me. So I got up this morning. I was like, hey, actually, shit's done. So maybe out of the process, I discovered I actually have more time in my day because I got these agents working for me. I was in bed earlier than nation. I was in bed earlier than ever last night. I'm just flying with energy today. Yeah, true story. Hey, true story. Hey, they spotted somebody in Central Park yesterday. Hey, Kai, I threw something into the current events this morning. They spotted a dude in Central Park yesterday doing some push-ups, doing some stretching. People be like, hey, who's that? Is that guy over there in the park? Yeah. I'm teasing it. Coming up on the show, we're going to drop it out there. Hey, guys, what else is going on the big show here today? We got some fun committed. We got some fun words of wisdom. We got a crazy epic spot on the show. And yes, the show. Yeah, this is the show for ambitious Gen Xers between the ages of this and this. Yeah, the builders, the operators, the dads, the husbands, the ex-husbands, the guys still figure out after 49. That's the show you join every single day with myself, Jon Anderson, and the entire gang here live on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and Friends. Hey, if you're lurking out there, come say hi in the comments. We got the daily poll, we got the daily question, and we got a bunch of great stuff on the show here today. Before you go anywhere, it's day 169 of the year. Let's get the show on the road, Jimmy, because you know what? The morning loop, it starts right now.
Good morning, nation. I heard Keith yesterday talking about getting older, and I felt that one deep. My warm-up started negotiating with me.
Frankie picked up a dumbbell, paused, and looked at it like it came with a payment plan.
Then he stretched one hamstring and made the same face people make when the Wi-Fi drops during a bank transfer.
Laugh all you want, but Keith said what a lot of men feel. The mind still says go, but the body starts asking questions. That is the truth. One day you are chasing strength, the next day your warm-up needs a warm-up. Chief, we are not making fun of what you are going through. Not Frankie either. We are talking about what every man faces.
Aging is real, but stopping is not the plan. Stay active, stay honest, and keep getting after it. Let's start the morning loop.
Oh, I love my boys in the gym there this morning training it out. Good job, guys. Good. That's a fucking hot bit. So, you know, it was 24 hours ago I got on the show here and I talked to y'all about what's going on in my brain. Yeah, well, and it's taken on a whole life of its own. Yes, true story. Looked at my license yesterday, looked at the date a couple days ago. I'm like, holy shit, it's halfway through 2026. I'm on the second half of 5'4", racing towards 5'5", and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm kind of feeling like I'm aging a little bit. I feel like I'm not as strong as I used to be. Maybe I'm feeling like I'm fat and all that kind of crap. We had a fun conversation with Anderson. That I know Rico enjoyed it yesterday. Rico is still replaying yesterday's conversation yesterday in his head. He's like, oh, I really enjoyed that one with Keith and Jon. So to those of you guys that tuned into the peptide conversation, to life therapy with Keith and Jon, that was yesterday's a big show. All right, hey guys, if you're going on a first date, I know many of you aren't going on a first date because you've probably been married for 7,000 years, but if you're going for a first date, experts now have some advice for you. I'm going to drop that one coming up this morning on the show. Yeah, and it has to do with some debating. True story. Hey, Jimmy, what's trending this morning? What's the trending topic? What's going on out there, brother? Play it for me, play it for me, play it.
Spider-Man gets a brand new day. Men do it too. New job, new city, same old story inside. The reboot trap is thinking a new routine fixes an old identity. If the script stays, burnout just changes locations. Real reinvention, not a costume swap. Rewrite the narrative. Forgive the old chapter, tell the truth, then build the next one.
Hey, coming up, guys, we got a guy who lived underwater for 100 consecutive days. Yeah, 22 feet. Hey, Jimmy, remember that clip we ran earlier this week with that hotel or something? People living in a hotel. It was for $12 million or something. But this dude, Joseph, what? Neiman, what do I want to call him? Joseph, don't call me Robert Deturi. Why do I have Robert in my head? You guys ever stuck with a name? You're like, that guy's name is Joe, even though his name's Kevin? It's just not. No, my name is actually Joseph Deturi. Joseph, don't call me Robert Deturi. I'm not sure why I'm calling him Robert. Anyways, his name, Robert Deturi. He's like, what the fuck, man? I'm on the show. They can't even get my name right. Yeah, Joseph Deturi coming on the show here today. The guy lived underwater for 100 days and he came back 10 years younger. Remind me to book my spot under the water because I might feel 10 years younger after yesterday's conversation. Good morning, Holroyd. I see you out there in the comments, brother. Good to have you out there this morning. Hey, guys, so Hollywood's calling it the brand new day. Brand new Spider-Man movie's coming up. You guys going to go see it? Holroyd, you going to go see it? Rico, you going to go see it? This one's really about being the reboot. Right, just like the reboot, like, all of us, maybe that's what I was going through yesterday, rebooting my life. I'm like, okay, I'm on the backside. I'm on the backside here, so it's time to reboot. So for men in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, that career reinvention often comes with that pressure to prove that the new chapter is different. And maybe that was part of my conversation yesterday. I'm like, no, you know what? I want to go take the next 5 years of my life and kick fucking better ass than the previous 5. Maybe that's what it's all about. I don't know. So brand new day, coming out the brand new Spider-Man movie that really leans into reinvention that I know you, me, and all of us go through every single day in our worlds. As the Gen Xers, as the Boomers, as hey Whitakers, I know you're out there. How was your dinner last night? Eating lobster tails. And how's that food noise? Speaking of food noise, Holroyd, I've been reading about food noise, and I got some stuff coming up later today in the show. Hey, Sean O'Malley was quoted yesterday after he had a big fight on the weekend. And he said something to the president about his birthday gift. Hey, Jimmy, let's run this clip, my friend.
I said, happy birthday, I knocked out a Canadian for you. I think that's what I said. People keep asking me what I said. I'm trying to recall. I'm like, I think that's what I said.
Do you remember what he said in reply?
He said, you should get the bonus.
Oh, we're going to get to that.
I think he said that.
We're going to get to that in a moment.
There you go. Sean O'Malley at UFC 250 on the weekend says, hey, president. I knocked out a Canadian. Yes, coming up in a couple minutes, Jon Anderson, my brother from another mother, the resident adopted Canadian. We got a whole right saying, I haven't seen the previous Spider-Man movies yet. I did go see Masters of the Universe opening day, though. It was fantastic. Oh, I bet you that was awesome. Hey, coming up in actually about a month from now, guys, Odyssey, the new Christopher Nolan movie. I'm super jacked about that one. I know myself and Bees are going to go see that one in the next month or so, which I'm pretty jacked about that. All right, coming up, Joseph Dituri. Yeah, don't call him Robert. Joseph Dituri is coming, a guy who lived underwater for 100 hours for 100 days, and he came back 10 years younger. We got Robert Kreitzman. Bro needs a pair of meta glasses to be less obvious. I think that was from the opener, Jimmy. I'm not really sure what that was from, but I think that was from the opener this morning, around when we were at the opening clip this morning. All right, hey guys, guess what? You guys, because subscribe and ring the bell. We go live 7:30 Eastern time right here on the network with Matt Roof, Kindness Rising, and YouTube does not tell you we're on unless the bell's on. So hey, let's do it. Boom, boom, boom. Get that bell on. And so you guys know that we are live over on the network. Good morning, Sullivan. I see you out there, brother. The OG himself. You and Holbert are absolutely OGs. Hey, speaking of glasses, Jimmy, what's going on with Snap? I got the power.
Snap just dropped standalone AR glasses for $2,195. Not a prototype, not a coming soon. Meta's still behind the velvet rope, and the internet's roasting the look. Because AR's real problem isn't processors. It's convincing grown men to wear a cyber snorkel in public. So here's the question. Do you pay $2,000 to be early, or do you wait for version 2 like you waited on crypto, NFTs, and your gym membership?
So this is actually quite fascinating to me. I think we're going to continue seeing it. The debate between ears or eyes, where we want to wear our cameras and our privacy obstructing devices. We know Apple's got AirPods coming out with cameras on them. We know Apple's got the glasses coming out with cameras on them. And is it inevitable that everything is recorded? Probably. And actually, warning to people working in business, including my team, and I don't mean this in a negative way. It's important we all know everything is being recorded. I mean everything. Every meeting you're going into, every chat you're going into, and I'm not by any means trying to suggest we got to hide shit. No, not at all. Just more of that awareness that, oh, right, everything's actually being recorded, right? Tech, tick, 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 so just a heads up, guys. And now Snap positioning Specs as an everyday spatial computing device. Oh, there's that word spatial computing that Apple introduced to move folks away from the idea of virtual and augmented reality, more about spatial computing. The company says the glasses can handle AR experiences without a phone or tethered compute pack. And we know that Apple, we know that Meta, we know that everybody's on a collision course for putting stuff on your face, including the handsome chief here with some glasses. So, but the reality is this: folks are slamming it, Jimmy. Folks are, fuck, man. And the backlash for this product highlights a core problem for these glasses. People might not want to wear glasses and cameras on their face. I predict Apple is going to disrupt the entire industry in the next 18 months when they release their Apple glasses. They're going to come at it completely different. I've been reading some stuff. So we all know that Apple has iconic design cues, right? The iPhone, the camera, the camera lens, just the way they cut the cutout at the top there, the island. Well, apparently the iconic design cue on the Apple glasses will be oval shaped cameras that people know, hey, automatically, you're wearing Apple glasses. So will you wear them? Will you wear AR augmented glasses? Or are you like, nah, get me the hell out of there. I want my privacy. And here's the thing, guys, to all of us growing up, when as we were growing up, this was the future. Well, the future is here. Yeah, Snap dropping AR glasses, their next generation of them. We got Neiman's signing up first for them. Yeah, she's the one who said, I'll never use AR. I'm sorry. She's like, when Neiman and I first started working here, she said, I'm not about AI. I'm about writing in a book. I go, yeah, good luck to you for the future. Yeah, now Neiman's leading the charge here. So the first pair of glasses being sold to Melissa. I got a sore mouth, Neiman, coming up in the future. All right, Jimmy, what else we got on the docket this morning? We are patiently waiting for the boy wonder himself, Jon Anderson. I suspect that he is, no, I do not have a message from Anderson this morning, so I guess that he's probably in a good shape. Something's happening. Oh, speaking of, hey, Jimmy, did you see something I put I put something pretty fun about a toilet this morning over in the clips there, Jim, we can get to. All right, hey, listen, what's going on with New York? New York ranks amongst, maybe this is why Roofy, are you listening? I think this is why Roofy loves living in the state of New York. Jimmy, let's run it, brother.
3 in 10 Americans want open relationships. That means your exclusive talk might be happening before the first drink hits the table. This isn't everyone's poly. It's a growing chunk saying they prefer non-monogamy and a smaller slice already practicing it. Translation, the relationship default is being renegotiated in real time.
The story isn't scandal. It's communication, boundaries, honesty, expectations. If you can't talk about that, you can't handle any structure.
All right, there he is, the big dog himself. I see him just arriving in the lab. We're going to come back to New York's polyamory situation. I got a couple good friends that live there. Now I think I know why. Matt Roof and Cheryl and Dwayne Whitaker. Hey, Johnny, let's have the conversation. Let's bring him into the lab. That is awesome, Matt. He brought you out.
Pay attention to the little clips that we're laughing at. Remember we saw a guy driving a trailer like that?
Yeah, well, that's exactly. Good morning. It's me, Julie Ta. Good to see you in the comments. I see you out there. It's me, Julie Ta. Anderson, as you were walking in, I want to come back to the last 24 hours. You got to have some fun with me. So, hey, New York, apparently, Johnny, is the top polyamory state in America, which might explain why our good friends Matt Roof live there and Dwayne and Cheryl Whitaker live there. Maybe they're not sharing some stuff with us, man, because...
What did you say, poly what? What is that?
Polyamory. It is where folks have multiple wives. So maybe Matt and Dwayne aren't telling us something, Johnny.
Well, remember Dwayne and Cheryl had some freaky shit going on the cruise with some squid.
Because we know they're listening right now. Brother, how are you, man? What a shaking today. How was your last 22?
Well, good. I'm starting a couple minutes late. I was sitting there doing my writing.
Yeah.
Down with 5 minutes, and I must have got a little deeper into it. I thought I looked up like, oh fuck, I'm supposed to be on right now.
What? I got a confession this morning too. That was me this morning. I woke up before my alarm, went for a pee, and I was like, okay, I'll just go lay back down for a couple minutes. Yeah, a mistake. I got up after my normal wake up. I slept an extra 45 minutes. So I rolled over at 4:30. I was like, holy shit, I should get out of bed right now. So
I was similar.
Yeah.
But I woke up before my alarm and I was kind of teetering. I'm like, oh fuck, if 15 minutes might. Yes. 15 minutes might do the trick today because I'll take a nap and an extra 15 minutes of my nap makes a difference.
Yes.
So I laid down, I fell back asleep. Of course, it was before my alarm. My alarm went off. Waking up, I was like, fuck, man, I must have gotten some deep sleep, so I'm not waking up quick. It's so much better when you just kind of drift awake and then get up.
Yeah. Well, so after our conversation yesterday, I intentionally kicked myself in the ass. Went to bed in good time last night. I was in bed earlier than in the normal yesterday, and then, like I said, got up. I was excited, had a piss. I was like, okay, I'll grab an extra 15 minutes, just like you did. And I was like, oh, and then it was 47 minutes later. And I was like, okay, I got to get my ass out of bed. So it was one of those. You kind of feel that feeling of holy shit, like you had. I got to be on the air right now. You're like those moments, right?
Yeah, it's like a little quick. Oh fuck, I'm like. I don't. The thing is, I don't like to be. You know what it is like. It's if I like I'm late like this, or even worse, like if I forget to do something. Oh, I'm like, oh fuck! That just throws that fucking. That's a quick cortisol dump for me.
Speaking of cortisol, I got a guest for you today, brother. I might leave for the half an hour he's here. Joseph Deturi, the guy lived. I know how much you love water. The guy lived underwater for 100 days, and he came back 10 years younger. And he did it to prove that extreme pressure can heal traumatic brain injuries. It's going to be a fascinating conversation. Joseph Deturi, former veteran, but I got so many questions, right? He lived underwater, Johnny, in a pressurized lagoon, enduring 70% more pressure than he would on the surface. And I know how much you love water. It'll be a great conversation coming up today with Joseph Deturi.
Interesting. I've never heard much about this, so.
Yeah, no, me neither. Yeah. Speaking of interesting, people were in Central Park yesterday, looked over the shoulder, and this guy was out there stretching. And check it out there, Jimmy. Let's throw him on the screen here this morning. Let's see if John can spot him. Can you identify who this young man is doing his stretches? You might have a hard time seeing him, but. Connor McGregor.
I was going to say the tattoo
Oh yeah, yeah.
Looked like that. But then when he leaned over and he was losing his hair, I thought, fuck, maybe that's not McGregor.
Yeah. So I guess he was in New York doing some stuff, and I'm gonna. It's probably a few things going on here, right? He's out there. It creates content. It builds hype for the fight coming up in a month. And maybe it's part of rehabilitating his image per se. Hey, Neiman's got a question. Where's your cigar, man? Aren't you chunking on a cigar this morning?
Dude, what is? Okay, first off, where the fuck am I?
Oh yeah, you're in Mexico. Yeah, that's right. You don't crush them down there. That's right.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, no, I just saw Neiman's comment here, and I was like, oh right, yeah, you're in Mexico. There's no. But yeah. Oh, and hey, get this. Sean O'Malley, Jimmy. Let's run this one for Johnny too. Sean O'Malley was at UFC 250, and he said, you'll love this one. He gets on stage after the fight, and he says what he says to the president after he won. Jimmy. Let's run this clip. Get some. We'll get a comment from Anderson on this one. Check this out.
I said, happy birthday, I knocked out a Canadian for you. I think that's what I said. People keep asking me what I said. I'm trying to recall. I'm like, I think that's what I said.
Do you remember what he said in reply?
He said, you should get the bonus.
Oh, we're going to get to that.
I knocked out a Canadian, says Sean O'Malley at the fight on the weekend there. So just tell him that.
Did people get bent out of shape about this?
No, I don't think so. I thought it was actually quite humorous that was his comment. That because we know there's the Canada-US stuff. That's all kind of craziness.
Well, but here's the thing: from an athlete that competes against international players, we respond all the time. Yeah, I was one. You know what? I was squared off against the fucking big Polish guy. I was squared off against the Czech.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like an identifying factor when you're international level. Not everybody lives in your fucking town.
It's true. Well, that is how you identify. You're absolutely right.
The guy from 4th Street.
4th Street what? Poland? 4th Street what?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's this. And if people get bent out of shape, it's just they don't understand being on that side of the equation.
Yes. So you know how you're not a therapist? Well, and I know, and you're not a therapist. You're a great coach, mentor, great leader. Well, listen, man, I think you could have saved a ton of science experts, a ton of money researching. Because, Johnny, you've been dropping this advice forever, but experts reframe masturbation. Well, Jimmy, run the clip. We're going to have a conversation with Johnny about it.
Sex therapists are prescribing pre-date masturbation so you show up calmer, less performative, more present. It's like taking the pressure off the scoreboard.
Oh, warm-up lap before the big game? Honestly, if it kills anxiety and ego, you might finally hear the person, not your hormone.
Exactly. Separate connection from urgency. It's not gross, it's emotional strategy. Arrive regulated, not ravenous, and the date gets real fast.
Johnny, you've had the advice forever. Go ahead.
I didn't mean what do you want me to say? Fuck, man.
Empty the clip before you go on your date. It's as simple as that.
It takes a fucking long time for the average man to fucking figure shit out.
Coming up, Joseph Deterri, the guy lived underwater for 100 days and he came back 10 years younger. Hey, how was your day yesterday? What did you guys do? How was what did you accomplish, Jack? That's a good question. What did you accomplish?
Let me see here. It was an off day. I needed no activity yesterday.
Yeah,
I was fucking tired.
Yeah, because the couple days before you were talking about.
Yeah, it's just 2 days before my sleep's been so good. I've actually been doing 2 trainings a day.
Yeah.
But normally lately I've been having a hard time keeping up with that. But my sleep is in a better spot now, so I can. But there's no possibility going into a third day. The second day hits, day 2's over. I'm ready for some fucking rest.
Yeah.
I do. But at a good front part of the day, got a pedicure yesterday afternoon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I love that, man. It's just so nice. How long when they do your feet? Was it like an hour or 2 hours, or is it do you get it extended because you enjoy it so much?
Down here, I sit in there in the chair and just put the massager on and just get shit done that I would be doing if I was sitting at my desk. So
I know, yeah.
Because Tara was getting a massage, so her massage went 90 minutes. So I think they just kind of coupled them together.
Yeah, you know, you're giving me some inspiration. I might be making a phone call today, heading on down to the salon over there, get my laptop, put my feet into the bucket, and just sitting there. And I do the same thing. I grab my phone, put my headphones on, and I love it, man. Oh, I love getting my feet done too. Hey, Jimmy, we got a committed scene for Johnny to take care to offer some commentary on. John, do you think this would have been something pretty hard to master?
Fuck's he doing?
He's dancing on a pole after he shoved his stick up his ass. So he's sitting on like a broom pole, and that's not AI. He's balanced, and now he's dancing on it with it in his rectum.
That can't be in there.
Well, I think so. I think it's positioned close to in there just so it has the.
Yeah, if it was, it would keep going, dude. But him bouncing around like that, it'd be coming out his fucking throat, dude.
Yeah, yes. So there's a fellow who's been quite committed to his effort.
But my question is why?
Yeah, well, I think we know why, because everybody is actually deciding to film everything on the planet these days, Johnny. That just seems to be what we all do, is that we just want to film everything so we can get content and have conversations about it. Hey, guys, subscribe and ring the bell on the channel. We go live 7:30 Eastern Time with Roofy on this network, the Mornings.live network.
These people never realize that you can get two forms of attention.
Well, you could impale yourself, dude, if that thing fucking goes up.
There's good attention and there's bad attention. Which one are you going to focus on?
Well, the bad intention is what gives us stuff to talk about. Yeah, Robert Kreitzbender, he says, is that a third world sport? Yeah. Well, you might want to specify that exhibitionist masturbation in your vehicle while others walk by does not do anything for anxiety. No, probably not.
Be fucking smarter than jerk off in the fucking parking lot. Do it before you leave your house, for Christ's sake. Jesus, what is wrong with people? Who said that? Hopefully that wasn't one of our regulars.
Robert Kreitzbender coming out here. Hey, Johnny, in the no shit Sherlock department, could you imagine eating undercooked bacon for a while? Well, a 52-year-old man decided to eat undercooked bacon for a long time, for 4 months. Guess what happened? Jimmy.
Heads up, soft bacon isn't artisan. It's apparently a VIP pass for tapeworm larvae to move into your brain. So the villain isn't the pig, it's your dirty hands doing a sequel called Fecal Origins?
Value add. Cook it, wash up. Don't treat food safety like optional DLC. The CT scan doesn't care about your bacon preference.
So confession, I don't eat bacon very rarely. I might have a piece of it once in a year kind of thing. I don't eat it.
It's a flavoring system.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I would agree with that, Johnny. 100%. Yeah, and I will also admit when I did eat bacon, I did enjoy it a little bit softer than crispier. But this just reminds you, man, undercooking bacon. Fuck, man, like the parasites and what do you call it? Ivermectin? Like just that the parasites from bacon. Gross.
It's because of the I believe. Forgive me. I don't think you have that in a like a pig that's been eating organically. I think you get that because they're eating all the fucking trash.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, 100%.
You see, like I remember one time someone showed me a YouTube video.
Yeah,
how pigs eating in a fucking dump truck.
Oh,
like a garbage truck, I should say. Pulled up and fucking emptied out this huge pile of fucking garbage. These hogs ate every fucking shred of it, including the plastic and the paper.
Oh, it's not. Sounds like my English bulldog, Charlie. She gets into the garbage. She just wants to fucking eat anything. Speaking of eating, Jimmy, we got. I believe we got a clip. I think it's a WTF or is it committed? We got the chicken coop over the water, Jimmy. Let's run that one if you can pull it up for us here. Hey, coming up, Joseph Deterre. The guy lived underwater for 100 days and he came back 10 years younger. And while we're doing that, so speaking of, Johnny, check this out. Maybe this will help you out in the morning. It's actually a robot toilet. Yeah. So for folks that aren't mobile, it sits in the corner and it can come to your bed or your chair, and it helps you go for a dump.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great. My first thought was, fucking A, man. You might be just better off to invest in being able to continue to move than fucking find ways to not get out of bed.
Well, isn't that true? Actually, isn't that true? Like, is this
great invention? We're fucking keeping more and more people from fucking walking. Right.
Coming up, the dude that lived underwater for 100 days and he came back 10 years younger. Joseph, no, his name's not Robert Deturi. Coming up this morning.
Check this out. Funny that segment. So yesterday, after our pedicure, Terry and I went. We saw a friend. We met him down here. He's probably in his early 70s.
Okay, yeah.
Real cool cat. He's kind of a pillar down here. Owns a huge furniture shop. You know, most Americans will shop for, he gets, he's got the stuff that the Americans can, pay for, so to speak. And great dude. But he literally, we saw him, it was probably fucking 2 years ago when we saw him last. Anyway, he had basically, right when we saw him, he had stopped fucking walking. He had started structuring his life with I didn't say walkers, one of those little fucking things you kind of get on and scoot with and all that shit.
Yes.
In that period, and I saw him yesterday, dude, the fact that he stopped walking, his whole fucking body just started fucking shrinking up.
Oh, yeah. Just atrophying, right?
Noticeable fucking difference. Like noticeable. Not just in his legs, everywhere. Yeah, you don't realize how important just fucking walking from point A to point B in normal life with circulation and everything. The body is not made to fucking sit. He is literally just wasting away in his chair.
And just atrophying. Like just nonstop atrophying at the end of the day.
Everything. I mean, I could see it in his fucking neck. I could see it in his shoulders. I wouldn't even look at his legs. I just looked at, sitting in a chair. It was just like, holy shit.
Well, that's a fascinating conversation to have with our guest coming up, Dr. Joseph Deturi, who lived underwater for 100 days and what happened with that. But Jimmy, I think you got a clip of some dude moving around mobile. What's that one, Jimmy? You got that running, brother? No, that's it. No, okay, it's all cool. Awesome. All right, well, listen, we're going to keep this rolling. One of my screens just went off on me here. Oh, yeah, here we go. Check this out, Johnny. Maybe this is your buddy. Check this out. This guy was quite inventive with technology here. Maybe this is your neighborhood. Look, guy took a lawn chair, strapped the motor and strapped some wheels to it.
He's fucking moving pretty good.
So good. Yeah.
What's the propulsion? How is he? He's clearly not going downhill. What's moving it?
There's a little motor. I can't really see where the motor is, but there's a motor attached to it somewhere. Maybe it's on the bottom of the chair there.
Kicks ass. Looks like some sort of like a skateboard device.
It just shows though, people want to be lazy. I just want to be lazy. I want to lay in my bed and have the toilet come to me.
It comes right down to our programming. We're can't wait to retire so I can do nothing. Yeah. Where did doing nothing fucking become so valuable?
Do you think this guy did nothing, Johnny, sitting underwater for 100 days? Well, let's get into it. Our guest, Doctor, don't call me Robert. Hey, Joseph, I have no idea why I have Robert in my name. Dr. Joseph Deturi is coming up right now with Sophia Grant, myself, and John Anderson on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
A lot of people hit a point where their body starts feeling like a warning light. You recover slower, you sleep lighter, you wonder if the best version of you already left the room. Most people meet that fear by backing off. Today's guest went the other direction, straight into pressure. Joseph spent 28 years in the U.S. Navy, inside saturation diving, rescue systems, and hyperbaric environments. After a car crash left him with a traumatic brain injury, the science became personal. He needed answers, not theories. So he moved into a pressurized underwater habitat in Key Largo and stayed there for 100 consecutive days. He called it Project Neptune 100. It broke the Guinness World Record. It made Dr. Deep Sea impossible to ignore. From below the surface, he taught 5,500 plus students and turned his own body into the data source. Blood, urine, saliva, EKGs, lung tests, psychology screens. He didn't watch the experiment. He lived inside it. When he surfaced, the preliminary data suggested deeper REM sleep, lower inflammation, reduced oxidative stress, and other health span signals. He also came out temporarily shorter from spinal compression, which might be the strangest victory lap in world record history. He brings that mission to veterans and athletes with TBI and CTE through the Think Better Hyperbaric Oxygen Program. Joseph, Welcome to the lab. We're honored to have you here today.
Hey, Johnny, I'm Jax, man. I'm pretty excited about this one. This is, well, fuck it. I can't stop talking about it. Let's get into it. Dr. Joseph Naturi, welcome to the lab.
Hey, how are you guys?
Yeah, baby.
Man, you know, my hair never looked that good as it did in that promo section. I can't believe it. I'm like, oh, man.
Hey, first of all, thank you for joining us. You know, you have a choice where to spend your time. You chose to spend some time with myself and Jon this morning, so thank you for that. Where are you joining us from?
So, Tampa, Florida.
Okay, so just down the road from where you were in the water for 1,000 days.
100 days, yeah.
100 days, yeah. So listen, my brother over here loves the water. If you find me walking out of the room, you guys are going to get into it. I just might have to sit back and observe. But Johnny, let's welcome Dr. Naturi and get into a great conversation. Johnny.
Well, the reason that he might have to leave is because he gets stuck on these fucking points. He's dead wrong, and he just argues them the whole fucking time.
Oh my God,
Anderson, stop! So
we're gonna get along just fine.
That's it. So first of all,
real quick, Keith, explain your theory on the blind test. The doc's going to love to hear this. Please explain it.
So I'm thinking that if you do a blind test, Dr. Naturi, and you know the results right away, that you might be happy about that. Well, yeah. Mr. Handsome Chief over here had a hard time wrapping his head around those results last week.
He goes, one side knew exactly that they took the whatever it was. And the other side, and I said, well, that's perfect. He goes, what do you mean? The test was null and void. What the fuck are you talking about? That's the best news on the fucking planet.
It'd be like Naturi living underwater, Johnny, going, I'm underwater. Yes, I know.
I was there.
Yeah. So Naturi, let's get into it. First of all, why? And what I mean by why is there were some moments that built up to saying, okay, I'm going to do 100 days. Was it 90? Was it 80? I'm going to choose 100 days and get into this experiment. Get into it, brother.
All right. So back it up. The world record was 73 days, and I wanted to stay underwater because, look, I'm a scientist, right? I'm a biomedical engineer. And by the way, stop calling me Dr. Naturi. Joe is just fine, please. Single syllable, good to go.
I love it. Okay, awesome, Joe.
I wanted to push to 100 days, not to break the world record. I didn't give a crap, but because I wanted to stay in some place, an isolated, confined, extreme environment for a long period of time. Guess what? Elon's like, we're going to Mars. And I'm like, yeah, I have a question. What are we going to eat? What are we going to drink? How are we going to work out the psychosocial thing? How do we do the vision stuff? All these problems that need to be worked out from a biomedical engineer standpoint need to be fixed out and figured here on this planet. So I stayed underwater for 100 days because I couldn't afford to stay underwater for 200 days, which is the length of time that it's going to take us to get from here to Mars. So it's like, oh, we have real problems. We got to sort this crap out. So
I love it, man. So it was like, okay, let's do it. How did you find a facility? Did you build it? Who did you talk to? Like all of that.
So
the actual technical.
A guy named Jon Before is the father of this whole thing, right? He invented this Tektite, this facility, this La Chalupa laboratory where he stayed underwater, and most of the world records have been placed in this particular facility. So right now you can go and stay in it. It's a laboratory down in South Florida in the Keys. It's just off the coast in the Keys, and you could just hang out there for a day, a night, 3 days, 4 days. But you got to pay, right? So it's pay to play, and you can pay to do your research. What does
it cost to stay in there?
$1,000 a night.
Oh fuck!
Whoa!
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's $1,000 a night, and then if you have more people, it's more money, right? Because everybody's staying, logistics, air, all that stuff, food. All the stuff that we're not talking about when we're going to Mars, we're like, oh, we got to figure that out. How do we get rid of the poop? How do we get rid of, right? There's real problems that,
And as a scientist, it must drive you nuts because when the headlines speak, we go from A to Z and you're like, wait a minute, what about everything in the middle? When we go for a shit, where does that go? Right? Right?
Yeah. Well, it's great because we get off the cuff answers like, oh, well, what are we going to drink? Oh, you can re-drink your urine. You are correct. You can re-drink your urine, but there's about a 70% line loss. And what do we do with all those osteoblasts that are now coming out of your urine? They have to be filtered out. And so it's not like you get 100% return on that.
Think of all the things we can do that we choose not to.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's not go there.
If going to Mars requires drinking your piss, people aren't buying many tickets.
Yeah, hard pass. Not it.
So, Joe, one of the things that came out of your experience, and Johnny, you and I were talking about it yesterday. So, one of the conversational topics we have here on our show, Joe, is peptides and the emerging science and the emerging knowledge and the emerging conversations around that. And I don't want to misspeak facts, but I believe that you discovered some biomarker changes when you came out, and one of them was related to lengthening of telomeres. Am I correct, Joe?
You are 100% correct.
Can you talk about that with us?
Came back, and I had about 17% longer telomeres, which stays with you once you extend.
That's fucking massive.
Dude,
that's what I was saying, Johnny.
Massive. Going
in 100 fucking days.
In 100 days.
Just think where you would have been. Just think where you would have been in 200. I mean, you'd have. That's 30% plus.
This is why, quite literally, I am writing a paper saying, hey, listen, Elon et al., NASA, whoever wants to read it, we should pressurize the space capsule when we go from here to Mars. It's going to protect you from ionizing radiation. It's going to increase stem cell production. It's going to decrease inflammation, which we know you got inflammage when you're in space. You got that systemic inflammatory response when you're in space from the ionizing radiation. So we need to do something prophylactic. So I'm like, hey, pressurize to go to Mars. And but this is a publishable paper that I'm literally in the process of finishing up right now.
Coming up tomorrow, John's not here. John's going underwater for 200 days so he can get 30% telomere lengthening.
Dude, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
We were just talking about epitalon yesterday, and the idea that it, kind of mends the ends of our telomeres, our DNA strands, and that the argument is it could lengthen them, but there's nothing that fucking talks about the type of shit you're revealing in 100 days.
Oh, yeah. The known mechanisms of action of hyperbaric medicine. Hyper means more than, baric means pressure. So when you're in a high pressure environment, your body does this. It makes those telomeres longer. It's called reverse transcriptase. It actually physically happens, and we know it in science. So it's not a far leap, right?
Yeah. When you think about that, $100,000 for that type of increase in your telomeres, that you could argue you've given yourself a lot more years. People will fucking pay for more years in an unbelievable fashion. That's fucking really cheap. I mean, if you look at, different methodologies of the lengthening telomeres that actually have any real stink behind them.
Scientifically proven, right? Yeah, like rub this cream on you and you'll be younger.
Totally. That's fucking, but $100,000 for 17% is fucking peanuts compared to some of these other things you're hearing about.
Right? You can get more for less money in a hyperbaric setting, because when you use oxygen on top of that, mind you, I was just in an increased pressure. I wasn't in an increased pressure and adding 100% oxygen. So if you do this, a guy named Shai Efrati, an Israeli researcher, he did a study. He can get you 30 to 36% length in
Dude, the elites are going to be they're going to be going down there every year.
Right. But science wins over bullshit, right? So here we got this we got this extension technology. In 60 days of hyperbaric oxygen treatment, you can get 30 to 36% longer telomeres. Now, is that the end all for aging? No, it's not. That's not the only thing, right? Aging is a complex thing, right? So it's not just that.
It's a fairly big chunk, though, correct?
Yeah. Oh, it's a portion, but then again, we don't know if longer telomeres are going to lengthen the amount of time you can do that mRNA to DNA transcription thing. Okay. So is that going to cause more mutation? Who the hell knows, right? But it's not just that. It's macular degeneration. It's speed. It's shifting your weight back and forth. It's balance. It's grip strength. It's a lot of things. This is why we're doing this whole anti-aging thing. They're like, oh yeah, this guy is working with mice and doing mTOR and all that crap. And I'm like, it's all baloney, right? It's not a pill. There's not one thing that you got to do. If you're going to age gracefully, you got to do a lot of things. It's not just hyperbarics.
Brother, that is so
right.
That is so. I so agree. If there's any one thing that I wish that people could realize is there's not one thing that's going to make this massive change. It's a whole bunch of things put together in a puzzle for you.
Yep.
I'm loving the energy with our guest, Joe Deturi, this morning. Hey, Nick Rumble's out there. Johnny, Nick Rumble out there, our former Green Beret. Amateurs, not former, Green Beret. Sorry, I didn't want to disrespect you there, Nick. Always a Green Beret. Amateurs thinking operations, professionals thinking in logistics is what Nick Rumble is up there.
That's my strongman call.
Totally, yeah. Nick, one of our guests on the show. Nick's tossing out there. Nick, just a heads up, man. Joe Deturi is a retired Navy commander. So, Joe, let's get into this, man. So, 100 days. So you're underwater for 100 days, and you come out shorter. Final compression. Talk about that because I'm kind of nervous, but I'm short as it is, man. I don't know if I want to go underwater and come out a midget. Like, talk about that, brother.
6'1", and I was 6 1/4 when I came out, right?
Oh.
That's because the spinal cord is in compression. Now, astronauts tend to lengthen because they're in tension, right?
Oh.
They're opening up their spinal cord, so they get taller. Astronauts are in compression, or aquanauts are in compression, so they get shorter. We kind of sort of felt that, but nobody's ever measured anybody.
Ooh.
So, yeah, we got shorter. Big deal.
I guess that makes sense, right? Because you're underwater and the water compresses. I'm making a simple logical statement.
The increased pressure does compress your vertebra. It's fact. Like, that happened.
Well, we found a clip of me in the gym with Johnny here, and I thought, hey, Kai, can you run this, man? I got a quick little clip this morning. I was in the gym this morning with John. Hey, Kai, let's run this and let's put some fun on the screen. Johnny, I thought I'd get in there with you. I was flexing. Yeah. I got down there, brother. I knew I was going to pick this thing up here, and that's my guy in the gym there, and I thought, hey, I'm going to. That's the handsome chief in the gym there this morning with hey, Joe, I'm 50.
I think you're giving yourself a little too much credit on that.
Joe, if I can ask you, brother, how old are you? I'm 54. I'll go first.
I am 59 this year. I'll be 60 next year.
Dude, you look incredible, man. Look at those guns, man. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. So, so Johnny, you'll love this, man. You're a core team member of the ASU Health Span team. ASU, as in Arizona State University?
Yeah, Arizona State University. Yep.
A top 100 global semifinalist, Johnny, in the $101 million X Prize Health Span competition, competing to restore muscle, cognitive function, immune strength by 10 to 20 years. If your team wins, what does it actually mean for the average guy watching the show right now? And are you competing with Brian Johnson out there in California?
No competition with Brian. He and I talked about setting up his hyperbaric protocol. And, that is a large portion of what I do in the real world. So I'm hyperbaric. But listen, this is all about hormetic stressors. If you want to live longer, stress yourself hormetically. We do this all the time. I can tell the two of you were obviously just in the gym, right? That's a hormetic stress, right? We stress the muscle a little bit, right? How do we do more? We introduce cold, we introduce hot, we introduce oxygen deprivation, right? Hormetic stressors are the key to extending our life, and that's what the team at ASU is working on right now. And
what's the old saying? If you stop using it, you lose it. Is that fucking simple?
100%. You guys are talking about all those people moving while I was sitting in the wings.
Yeah.
People like, oh, your goal. No, my goal is to move continuously and fluidly throughout my life. I'm living to 110. I'm barely halfway through.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good for you, brother.
I love it. So get this. This is so the date today is not lost upon me. A few things. And Deturi, I'm not sure if you know this. So you were part of James Cameron's Deep Sea Challenger expedition. First of all, that's fucking cool. Like, just hang on that. Like, that's fucking cool. Boom, boom, boom. Secondly, in a sad kind of related note, 3 years ago today was the deep sea expedition out there in Nova Scotia that went down, that exploded. And I see you nodding there, Deturi, and I've watched that quite passionately. Can you comment on that a little bit and what happened there? Not the negative side, but your observations, Joe.
No, CNN, Fox, ABC, they had me on when that came out because I'm a submersible guy. From
I remember, yes,
28 years in the Navy. I'm a submersible guy. So just to be clear, I was not associated with him diving deep.
No.
I was associated with the back end of him selling the submersible and me coming out and evaluating it.
Yes.
Just to be clear, right?
Yeah.
So, that particular piece of equipment, that implosion was absolutely horrible for the submersible community. But the reason why things like dry combat submersible at U.S. Special Operations Command aren't made out of things like that is repeatability of process, right? I need to be able to tried and true test something. Like if it's made of metal, I can stress test it in a certain way, and we have ways of testing. But when you do that carbon fiber layup, spun up, it makes it really light, and it's really cool, and it's really fast. but it's really not testable. So that's
just
leave it
be very clear, because
engineer, but careful.
It just be very clear, because you're from a mile away, you know your shit. So when you're testing something and you get a very 100% affirmable result from that test quickly, that's a good test, right?
Yep.
There we go, Keith.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, Deturi, so when you're down there for those 100 days, and I'm big serious, like, what are you doing? Like, you're reading books, or are you watching TV? I'm joking, but like, what are you doing?
So 7 to 8 hours of science a day, every day. And I mean every day, right? So if you've never hooked up EEG leads on your own head, you haven't lived, right? It's like 3 hours of your life that you'll never get back, right? 4 hours of psychological, psychosocial tests, blood, urine, saliva, all that junk, right? All that testing junk. And then I would teach for 2 to 3 hours a day, teach and lecture, right? So I was teaching medical engineering at the University of South Florida remotely, which is great, right? But all the kids are like, here I am teaching hyperbaric medicine to a bunch of kids while I'm in hyperbaric medicine. They're all like, you're what? I'm like, here, follow me. Let's walk underwater and see what it looks like. Right. So you're showing these kids, honest to God, that science can be cool. It's not about beakers and microscopes and lab coats and I'm bored. Right. It's not about boring stuff. Science can be really freaking fun. And that's what we need to push. Because like I said, Elon wants to go to freaking Mars, but we got problems that need to be solved by scientists and engineers here.
Well, I know the problem that you had. You were looking for food. Well, I got the solution for you. Kai, let's run this, man. I got the solution for Joe while he was underwater. Kai, let's run this clip, man. We talk chickens on the show often, Johnny. And I think Deturi might be curious about this one. But Kai, let's run this clip. Because
genius. He actually raises chickens over the water while raising fish underneath. The entire system reduces costs to an extremely low level. The first time most people see it, they get confused. How can a chicken coop be built over a pond? Wouldn't the chickens fall in? Wouldn't the fish get scared away? But that's exactly what makes the system smart. The chicken coop is suspended above the water, so every time the chickens peck at feed, any leftover feed falls directly to the fish below. That means there's almost no need to buy extra fish feed. Nothing goes to waste. What's even smarter is how the chicken waste is handled. The droppings fall into the water and naturally break down, becoming nutrients for fish and shrimp. The coop stays cleaner, the pond becomes more fertile, and the whole setup works.
Look at that, the handsome chief teaching Dr. Deturi some stuff this morning, Joe.
That's kind of like you ever heard of that restaurant? I think it's in somewhere in Asia. It's up on stilts like that. The patrons come in and it's nothing. All they do is serve pork. That's it. Just a pork restaurant. And then they eat their pork. They go take a dump. It drops underneath the building where the hogs eat the fucking shit. And then they slaughter the fucking hogs and feed it back to the next group coming in. It's just a recycle. It's just like that. Same kind of thing.
So I put that up there, Joe, because you had to kind of live with that. So you ate, you went for a shit, and there's a cycle there. So how did all that work, Joe?
There's a cycle. So we had to pump the disposal, the waste back up to the surface, right? Okay. Interestingly enough, one of the known mechanism of action of hyperbaric medicine is it increases metabolism. So I was underwater for 25 days, 25 days, and I had lost 23 pounds. So the doctors, the MDs, there's 10 MDs on this team and 2 psychologists and 1 psychiatrist. So it wasn't just me, right? Yes. So they evaluated me and they weighed me and they're like, holy shit, you're losing way too much weight. You're going to have to up your protein. So I went to 1.5 milligrams per kilogram body weight. You know, it's holy shit, right? I had to eat a ton of protein while I was down there because of the metabolism of everything. So it's incredible.
Wow. What was the biggest surprise for you? And not obvious, but like the biggest, like, holy shit moment for you, both personally and professionally, Joe?
2 things. 100% the sleep. I doubled my deep and REM. Let me say that again. I went from about 33% in deep and REM to about 66% in deep and REM combined. If you have an Oura Ring or a watch or whatever, you can tell. You probably sleep 35% in deep and REM combined. I doubled it. And what do you do in deep and REM? You remember, you recategorize, you relearn, you put everything from the prefrontal cortex to the medulla oblongata. You do all of that stuff that you need to do to be better. So I was getting myself better and better and better and better the whole time I was under there. And the thing that I learned most about myself is, look, man, every day you got to look in the mirror. When you're in an isolated, confined, extreme environment, you look in the mirror every day and there's that one cat, that guy right there, and that's it. So I kind of came to peace with some of my demons, and I was like, okay, start meditating, start getting stuff in one sock. Like, hey, you got some real issues you got to fix, boy. So guess what? There's you, and then there's you, and that's it. So,
So, quick question about the sleep that really intrigues me, because I'm all about the brain, man. It's like as I get older, it's like if I don't keep my brain where it is and I lose my brain, my life goes to shit. So at this point, it's like I'm like I always say, I'm like a seeker of clarity at this point, because when I'm clear, I know that I'm fucking on the right track. So sleep, like the difference between having a good night's sleep or a series of good night's sleep and poor night's sleep is massive. But you went like, here, in normal conditions, a good night's sleep versus what you're talking about. You're talking about like double a good night's sleep. What did it feel like when you were waking up? Were you just like fucking crystal clear?
Crystal clear, driven. I had a 13% increase in coherence and a 5% decrease in phase lag. That means I thought more betterer, right? And faster, which is just nuts, right?
Yeah.
And you don't know whether it's more sleep made me better or the increase in metabolism. So we don't know any of that stuff yet, but I know that I was on fire. I was working 14-hour days, 13-hour days, 12-hour days at a bare minimum, even on the weekends, right? So I was working. It wasn't like I was just sitting back there coking and smoking, but I was functioning at some capacity greater than I am on the surface. Look, I'm a boring engineer. I sit in this room most days and I think lofty thoughts, right? Aside for going to the gym. So you want to know something really, truly interesting. What we found is in the evolution of fish, when we evolved from that fishy thing to this thing on surface, right? When we changed from having a tail or having flippers in the back, when we had to move, when we had to motivate, when we had to move around, we did so by increasing something called brain-derived neurotropic factor. You guys don't look like dudes that skip leg day, but most guys that skip leg day, they're not getting that increase in BDNF, brain-derived neurotropic factor. They're not getting that, so they're not thinking better. BDNF is the lawn seed for the brain. So the more you work legs, the better your thinking is going to be. And if you've ever correlated that about going to the gym and not skipping leg day, it's a plus, right?
Wow.
But I'm telling you, brother, one of the things I said, this is my first book, I learned more about myself and life in general in one spot in the whole fucking planet, and that's the squat rack.
Yes.
Yeah.
I very regularly, when I was young, it's weird. I did a lot of weird shit. Didn't know why. It just felt right to me. So from the time I wasn't the guy that would put something on the bar and do 5 reps. I would put like 405 on or 495 and say, how many can I do? So I was constantly going into where, and as I got more developed in this, I would actually put the hooks on the outside of the cage, so I would be free, and I had no intention of putting the bar away. It was, I know I'm going to crash. How many can I get? And the stages of going through all the different lack of oxygen and getting to that point where I'm like, I think I can do one more. I think I can do more. These places that I'm describing make so much sense, because even after those sets, when I would come back to fucking life, so to speak, the clarity was fucking unbelievable.
Oh yeah. So let me ask you a question. How do you succeed in the gym? You succeed by pushing yourself to failure. So I had this epiphany. I have 3 daughters, right? I had this epiphany the other day.
Right on.
Right? Like, you have to fail to succeed in the gym. Why does that not carry over into everything else in our society, in our world? You have to fail. You must. There's no choice.
Here, I'll tell you exactly why. Because people are so fucking afraid of what other people are going to say because they failed.
Yes. Keith, John, and Joe this morning at Mornings Alive. Joe, you are awesome. This is awesome. I know we had you for 30. Would there be any chance you could stick around longer with us?
Yeah, I got time. I got a little bit of time. Let's do it, man.
Because here's the thing.
You guys are great.
No, I think you're better, actually, because you wrote a children's book called My Daddy Wears a Different Kind of Suit to Work. And ironically enough, or coincidentally enough, I always get confused with the two of them. Today's about what fatherhood does to a man's identity that nobody talks about. So let's do this. Johnny, we'll do a lifestyle tip with you, a reset hour 2. Deturi, take yourself a couple minutes for a reset. We'll come back hour 2, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Joe. Start.
All right, these lifestyle tips is always about asking. I'm trying to promote you guys to ask yourselves questions. Because asking yourself questions can be really fucking powerful. And here's the question. It's very simple, and it almost seems too simple. Are you moving, like physically moving, enough? Because blood flow, circulation is like this fucking superpower that nobody fucking realizes is at your fucking fingertips. It is literally, you can do the little test on yourself. If you're feeling kind of poorly, maybe a little tired, maybe a little foggy, just go for a fucking brisk walk. If you can, even break a light sweat or maybe just get your breath up a little bit, that's going to move some blood. That's circulation. That's movement. You'll be so fucking blown away at the difference of how you felt before that movement and after that movement. So is it that fucking simple to feel for a fucking pill or a potion or fucking God knows what, when all you got to do is fucking move your ass? So the question I've got to ask, or the question you need to ask yourself, is are you moving enough to improve the quality of your life? Rock and roll.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to The Big Show. Hour 2 on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. The Big Show for Gen X men and women and brothers and sisters who refuse to coast into midlife. If you just rolled in, the coffee's already warm, and guess what? You missed the good stuff coming up. Oh, baby. Hey, we kicked the show off today. The brand new Spider-Man movie's out. Why? Reinvention. Yeah, we talked about that. Plus a bunch of other crazy stuff. Dr. Joseph Deturi, Dr. Deep Sea, is here. The man who lived underwater for 100 days and he came back rebuilt, body and brain rewired. We're getting into that one. And that conversation is going to continue right now with Joe, myself, and Johnny. We're going to get into this one. What fatherhood does to a man's identity that nobody talks about, as well as the book that Joe talked about. He's got 3 daughters. That conversation starts right now.
Nobody tells men this part. Becoming a dad can feel like your whole identity gets replaced overnight.
Yeah, and you're supposed to just smile and step up. No language for the grief. So you pretend it's not happening.
And it comes out sideways. You get short. You withdraw. You start living at work because it's the one place you still feel competent.
Meanwhile, you're keeping score at home like, I do this, you do that. That's not anger. That's loss you never named.
So accountability isn't just providing. It's taking care of your head, talking about it, mourning the old life, and staying grounded.
Today, we're giving you a framework. How to be present as a dad without disappearing as a man, and how to stop resentment before it hardens.
Hey, you're back with the handsome chief and our very own Dr. Joe Deturi. Joe's a dad. Hey, Joe, when you became a dad that first time, were you like, holy shit, my identity's changing?
Yeah, I credit my eldest, Josephine, who wrote the book with me. My Daddy Wears a Different Kind of Suit to Work, right? She wrote that book with me. I credit her with saving my life, and I mean very literally. When I retired, I gave her the medal they gave me. I was like, she saved my life because I was on this, I'm 20-something years old. I'm invincible and invisible. And then I met this little kid, and I was like, oh, okay. Like Barney Stinson. I'm like, I love you. Oh, my God, I love you.
Yeah, it's incredible, right? It was for me when a little bit later, actually, it was a moment in my, I've told it all the time, it was a moment with me. It was in my 30s, sold my company. My son was in the back seat. I was making some social media content in front of a mirror, and I saw my own self. I saw my son watching my ridiculous behavior, and I was like, done. I got rid of all my fucking social media, became a ghost, and realized, right, you're a fucking father. You got some obligations. It's time to grow up, mister. It's exactly what happened to me. Yeah. And that was like 38. Like, it took me some time to figure that shit out, brother. But like my son changed my life with that moment, because his expression watching me kind of be like back in the early days of social, Joe, and you're cockadoodling, you're posturing, right? And I was like, oh, I was fucking invincible, right? Exactly. And I saw his expression. I was like, I don't want him being that. Enough. Right. That to me is how it changed my life.
Well, you know the drill. Social media is just a bunch of fake stuff. Everybody follows me and they go, wow, you have the most interesting life. And I'm like, no, I do the same shit you do. I wake up, I got to go get orange juice. I forgot this. I don't have eggs. Now what am I going to eat? Same exact crap that everybody goes through. But what I capture is the highlight reel. So don't believe that everybody's great because they have a great social media reel.
So Joe, then let me ask you this straight up. Who are you? Outside the lab, outside the uniform, outside the dad. Who's Joe?
This is quite controversial, right? Because when I retired, Commander, everybody stands up in the room when you come and go. And yes. Now, what are you? And I was like, oh, there's a lot of stuff there, right? So think about it like this. Yeah. In 100 years, nobody is going to remember the name Joe DeTore. Nobody. Right? I have all daughters, so the name dies with us, right? We're done. So it's gone. So why the hell are we on this planet? And then you start going, oh, you better start giving back and changing people's lives. So it's a little late. Like, I didn't have the perfect relationship with all my daughters, right? Like, because I'm an imperfect human. Guess what? I screwed stuff up, right? So, but your time is now to give back to the community, to the men, to the people. This is why I fix traumatic brain injuries. This is why I try and help people. This is why money is not a freaking motivator for me. The motivation for me is I want to help, right? Because if you help now, it'll go forward and somebody will be better and the world will just get freaking better. And that's it. What else is there?
Dude, I love this because you've said that your vision is to dramatically reduce the agonizingly high number of suicides. We have vets on the show all the time. It's part of my discussion with a lot of the men in my world. But the number of suicides among CTE and TBI victims, we had if you're a hockey guy at all, Claude Lemieux unfortunately passed a few weeks ago, and there's some rumblings that it was, he took his life, and there's some rumblings it might be because of CTE. But Joe, that's a big statement. Tell me about the veteran you're thinking about when you're talking about CTE and TBI and you're talking to him or her. Joe.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I just finished the book, Shattered to Strong, Why My Traumatic Brain Injury Was the Best Thing That Ever Happened to Me. And I am giving it away to every veteran because I want them to understand, look, you have choices when it comes to a traumatic brain injury. I had a TBI. I'm a TBI researcher. I go to the hospital and they're like, all you need is a tincture of time. I was like, that's all you got? You got a tincture of fucking time? Like, I'm going to come unglued. I'm going to come out of this chair and kill somebody, right? So I was like, we need better something, right? So what this book does is it offers people hope. You can do stuff. You can face east, watch the sunrise, get that red light in your eyes, stuff that's cheap or free, breathe, meditate, put your
blood flow. I mean, fuck, literally, it's all of these things at our fingertips. And we're fucking sitting around planning our lives to do nothing.
And it's not a drug company intervention. You don't need the drug company. I can tell you that gabapentin don't help. I can tell you that pain medicine don't help. I know you want to get rid of your pain.
Hold on, brother, real quick. I got to say, I've had plenty of experience with pain pills, and pain pills they help one thing really fucking well. They fuck your life up really well.
They help fuck your life up. But yet we can prescribe these off-label, but they're like, oh, hold on, we don't want you to use hyperbaric oxygen therapy off-label. And I'm like, a naturally occurring element that is in the, like, we got, it's a drug. And I'm like, well, so let's arrest the fucking trees, right? Because they make oxygen. I don't want to hear it.
Well, brother, because it's as soon as you put, it's not in the subscription model.
100%. 100%.
As soon as there's a way to pay a few $100s a month to have that in the system, that'll be there. You know what I mean? It's just they can't monetize it right now.
Yep. I mean, I'm working with people in DC. I'm working with people pushing this. And it's not because I'm pushing it because I'm going to profit from it. I'm pushing it because people can get better from this. And the downside is very, very, very minuscule. It's not a negative, right? It's not a zero number, but it's not a problem, right? People don't get hooked on hyperbaric oxygen therapy, but they get hooked on gabapentin. People get hooked on morphine. People get hooked on Valium, Percocet, Oxycontin, oxycodone. I was a special operations officer of 28 freaking years. I jumped out of airplanes. I blew things up either purposefully or unpurposefully, right? I did some messed up stuff and I'm broken, right? So I looked in the closet one day and I went, Percocet, Percodan, Oxycontin, Oxycodone. Holy shit, I'm addicted.
Joe, that was John's journey. You don't know John, but that was John's exact. And I'm speaking on behalf of John, not for him, but that's exactly his journey, Johnny. No?
Yeah. Well, I mean, fuck. I mean, when you're having a doctor write you a fucking prescription, it makes it seem okay.
Yeah.
Yes, because he's the authority guy, right, John? You're like, okay, oh fuck, I never thought about it that way when you put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I mean, if my bottle of pills I was walking around with had my name and it came, there's no fucking issue. Nobody ever had a fucking single problem with it. Period. End of story. You know, and it was just, it's accepted. And then, you know, anybody who's never been through this whole thing, for me, you know, of course, it started off with an injury. And so it's great very, very helpful to, you know, curb some pain, right?
Oh, yeah.
Then also you go from curbing some pain and feeling pretty good to all of a sudden, oh shit, okay, the injury's over. Try to stop the fucking pills. Well, Jesus Christ, I don't feel fucking normal. Then you're stuck to fucking taking them feel normal. And then you keep going down this path and you don't even fucking feel normal and you're taking them. Now you're taking them so you're not fucking shitting your pants and fucking throwing up. Now you're hooked.
Yep. I need this to wake up. I need this to go to sleep. I need this to calm the middle of the day. I just got to chill my nervous system out. No, chill your nervous system out by doing this.
Yeah.
Rely upon the natural stuff. Don't rely upon the unnatural stuff. It's a thing. I got news here. How long do you think that traumatic brain injury and concussion have been on the books, have been actually written down in society? Let me just skip to the answer. 3,000 plus years it has been on the books. We have written about it. Papyrus wrote about it before Christ, right? So you think about this.
Shit.
We do not have a cure for traumatic brain injury. Even the FDA, I go to the FDA and they're like, we don't like the endpoint of your study. I'm like, well, then what's your endpoint for a cure of traumatic brain injury? They're like, no, we don't have one, but we don't like yours. And I'm like,
so Deturi, go here with me then. So let's go here. I want to stay here for a few minutes. So this is fascinating to me. TBI, CT, every sports league on the planet right now knows that there's issues, but yet nobody wants to acknowledge or talk about it, and it's always danced around. Joe, why is that? I know the legal things, but in your opinion, why is it constantly danced around? Is it purely because of the liability of it, Joe? Is that 100% the only reason why?
Yeah, it's my opinion that somebody has to pay for this in some way, shape, or form. So my recommendation to the military was before people go into these combat situations, before people go into blasting, diving, jumping, whatever, right? Give them a EEG to check brain function and give them an MRI with diffuse tensor imaging. This way we have a beginning and then we see what happens in the end after we do things to them, after they do all that. Oh, no, we don't want that. I'm like, because you'll have to pay for it? Why is it you don't want it? And the bottom line is, look, your health insurance is not interested in your health at all, right?
No.
Healthcare is not
baby. Subscriptions.
It's all about the freaking money. It is all about the freaking money, right? Does it work? Maybe. Is it going to hurt you? Probably not. Let's try those, right? If you're going to give me a list of side effects and one of those is death, I'm like, don't fucking talk to me. Stop talking to me about that.
So, Joe, what do you say to the argument that is, yeah, but I chose to jump off the ring 1,000 times and bang my head. I chose to be a football player and bang my head. I made these choices, and then as a result of that, I now have TBI. How do we as a society reconcile that conversation, Joe?
Yeah, it's hard because guess what? When does that choice come for that risk-taking behavior? It comes when you're a kid, right? It comes when you're in Pop Warner football. It comes when you're like, hey, suck it up, buttercup. But that's just the way life is as a guy, right? This guy thing, everybody's like, well, come on, just man up. Man up. Dude, I've had so many dudes that have been trying to man up. And why do you think they do this? Why do you think they do this? Because you're supposed to man up. And it's like, we're not really good to one another.
Well, especially our generation.
Guys are just not.
So
right?
Yeah. So especially our generation of Gen Xers that kind of all grew up with the whole idea of manning up, right? You banged your head, Johnny, get up and do it again. He's like, okay, that's what my dad or the coach said, got up and do it again, right?
It's crazy.
I think part of that, I agree with everything that's being said here, but I think there's also the flip side of maybe you got some of the shit because of what we're talking about, or maybe you just chose to fucking do it without understanding the risks. I fit into that category.
Right.
No matter what the fucking category you're in, there's this thing called fucking accountability for where you stand right now.
Yes.
And it's time to start fucking taking action. That's why, I'm like I said, I'm a seeker of clarity. If you look at all of the supplements, so to speak, that I take, it's not fucking protein powders and bullshit like that. It's all about fucking cognitive function, helping my brain recover, and all the things that it's trying to basically work past some of the shit that was from my past. I'm taking accountability, or I could sit down and go, oh, that happened to me, now I'm this way. And that's what everybody does.
Yeah.
Joe, you knowing what you know, Joe, your son I know you have daughters. Your son comes to you, your grandson comes to you and says, I want to play football.
Hard pass. Look, less than 1% of the people that play football in the entire United States, which is largely where we play football, I'm not talking about soccer, 1% play for the NFL. So do you really think you're going to be that less than 1% person? Is it worth trading your college payments to go to college for your brain? In my opinion, it's just not. I don't watch sports. I don't do sports. I don't play sports. That doesn't mean that it's not cool, but you should be. You can't say right now in today's day and age, you didn't know that football could lead to chronic traumatic encephalopathy or traumatic brain injury. I mean, did you see Tua get hit? Did you see, the A train get hit? It's crazy when these guys get smacked and you're like, they fucking wake up and you're like, oh, wow, that guy got his bell rung. No, it's a lot worse than that. These chronic hits in the head are bad for us, but we've known it. Now everybody knows it. So now you make real decisions based upon life, life that's happening as we speak,
So, Joe, I'm a nerdy guy, and I like to pay attention to a lot of things. And I followed Chris Nowinski's career from the WWF through the WWE, through his retirement, through the journey he's been on, trying to have conversations and enlighten the conversations around CTE.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's incredible. When you continually bash yourself, you get some bad things going on, right? And it's not just the first hit. Is everybody can probably withstand that first hit. You get in a car accident, whatever. I mean, mine, after 28 years of jumping out of airplanes, blowing things up, mostly diving in the military, I had no real problems. And then I got hit by a car. When I got hit by a car, that was the last bell. Lights went out. I woke up in the back of the ambulance. I was like, who are you? Who am I? Where am I? What the hell happened? Right? So like, oh, wow, that wasn't really that bad. But yeah, it was that last hit in the head that got me ringing.
It's cumulative. Each time it gets easier. Like each time I went, dark, so to speak, it was a lesser impact that did it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just that accumulation of hits in the head.
At a certain point, it's just like a fucking fighter. The guy in the beginning, he can take it on the chin so many times. At the end, somebody just fucking winks at him and they fucking get knocked out.
Yeah. Keith, John, and Joe, we'll wrap it up with Joe. Joe, dude, your energy, your knowledge, everything you brought to the table is nothing short of exceptional. I want to make a quick introduction to you. We got our very own resident, because you're a scientist, not a bullshit guy. Well, we actually have an official bullshit professor. His name's Dr. Jon Petrocelli. He's a professor of bullshit studies at the University of North Carolina, I believe it is. John, I always screwed up. I know I do. He's been studying for years. He's a world-renowned expert.
He's a college professor. You got that correct. That's what needed to come out.
Yeah. You guys need to connect on LinkedIn or something. Solid dude, man. He's on our show every single Friday. I suspect, Anderson, we'd sit back and watch these two have a probably awesome conversation.
We're talking.
Yeah, and he says, Dr. Johnson Deturi looks like the real deal, but I'm going to have to read the secrets of something. Read the secrets in depth first. Deturi, final words from you, man. Close up some. Yes, that's awesome. Plug your show.
Yeah, plug that shit, baby. This is the part of the show where you can shamelessly suck your own cock. So do it.
All right. So look, if you want to friend me, I'm Dr. Deep Sea. Follow me online, Instagram, just Google it and you'll figure it out. It's not that hard. But look, I mean, I don't make money by doing these recommendations. So if you have a question, if you want a little bit of help, I'd be glad to point you in the right direction. My next book is coming out. It's called Shattered to Strong. If you're a military veteran, contact me. It will be $0. $0, not like $1, not like $10, not just behind the scenes, $0, because I want everybody in the world to know that you have a choice when it comes to treating your traumatic brain injury. You don't have to do the drug company model. There are other ways. Now, maybe you need a little drugs to get you over it. I did, because right in the very beginning, I needed something, but that's not the end all be all. You have to change the way you lived life. You are irrevocably changed. So find out a way to deal with it. Listen, when life gives you lemons, everybody says make lemonade. And I'm like, bullshit. Learn to like fucking lemons because that's what God gave you. So figure out how to like those. That's it. You have a changed life. Figure out how to get through that now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Anderson, final words for Deturi?
Really good shit, brother. I mean, fuck it. The time that you're here went by really fucking fast.
Yeah.
Hey, look, you guys need anything, pick up the phone, call me, text Rebecca, whatever. Make sure that you get in touch with me. I'd be glad to come back on. You guys have the energy that this conversation needs to have this kind of energy. So absolutely.
That's awesome, man. Deturi, you're awesome, brother. I got lots of love and I appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. So grateful that you get to spend some time with us. Nation, let's all say thanks to Dr. Joseph Deturi. Have a good one, my brother.
Thank you, brother.
All right, Jimmy, let's run it. Did you know?
Did you know handwriting lights up way more of your brain than typing? Your notebook is doing more work than your keyboard. When you write by hand, your brain has to build the letters, feel the movement, and process the idea at the same time.
Typing is faster, sure, but it can turn into autopilot real quick, especially when you're just copying words without thinking.
That's why longhand notes usually hit deeper. You're forced to filter, summarize, and actually understand what matters.
So this isn't boomer nostalgia. It's your brain getting a fuller workout when the hand, memory, and attention all team up.
Pen and paper still punch above their weight. That's our today's Did You Know? Back to Keith and Jon.
I got this for you, brother, because I know you like writing. And I know you love writing. I know you do. You actually said this morning you're running a couple seconds late because you were writing.
Yeah, it's like I was getting into a thought, and I'm like, oh, fuck, look at the time.
Yeah, there you go. But neuroscientists spent the last 20 years proving handwriting changes the brain in ways that typing physically can't. And you think about it.
There's a study on that, I believe, and if the numbers may be incorrect here, but at a certain point, I believe it was something like a person who literally handwrites something, not types, handwrites something, is like 60% more likely to use the information properly.
Oh, interesting. When you think about it, it makes sense to me. Like I see the logic in it, right? When you're writing, like I gotta admit, I don't write very much anymore, but when I do, I will say to you, because I'm intentionally thinking about it, I feel like it does intentionally register in my brain, actually, brother. So seriously,
Yeah, there's a difference between taking a note on your phone.
Yes.
Writing a note on a pencil and paper.
Absolutely. Hey, let's go back to our guest for a quick minute. Man, he was awesome, eh? Like, seriously, one of the greats, I gotta say.
Yeah, he's definitely, in terms of people that I was bummed to see the time run out, he's right at the fucking tip top.
You and me both. I'm like, oh, dude, are we done with you already? Like, I feel like I had a million other things to ask him. He's older than you and I. He's jacked, and his knowledge.
It must feel fucking really good when a guy like him and some of his other guests come on and they say to us, "You look like guys that work out." That must fucking make you feel really good, huh?
Shut up. Well, he did see the video of me lifting in the gym this morning, Johnny. So I know that he took some influence from that one right there, which is like, oh, that's Billis working out there in the gym with Jon. That was pretty good. What strikes me most about him though is like just the commitment to it all. And like he said, the one thing, right? And you talk about it all the time. It's not one magical thing. If you want to live longer, you have to intentionally do a lot of things. And it's not just getting off the couch, Anderson. We joke about it. That's the first step, right? There's so many.
Like the most basic shit. You know, like if you want to lose some fucking weight, you want to lose some body fat, entering good sleep into that equation is a huge part of it. So it's not just this. It's this. It's this. It's this. There's. You could say, like the most elementary, you could, if you just focused on three things, you're still not enough, but it's getting you away from the one. That's the way I try to tell people, look, stop fucking thinking singular. You got to at least think three things.
That is why I believe this show works, this relationship works, and it's built on awareness. We had conversations yesterday. I've been talking about my journey and my life. And you know what I did yesterday, Johnny? I'm like, fuck, man. It's one thing to have conversations with Johnny about peptides and shit, but if I'm not sleeping, none of that shit matters. So I fucking made a point of going, I got to eat regular. I ate yesterday like I should be eating. Should, I hate the word should, but I ate and I went to bed because of it was the awareness of like, fuck, you know, it's one thing.
Did you try not using your phone before sleep?
Dude, I just fucking put it down and went to sleep.
How did it go?
Oh, I went to sleep. Like that's what I mean. Like I just put it down and went to sleep. Like I went to sleep.
And love that little example because you probably could have sat there on your phone for fucking hours. 100%. Not going to sleep.
No, but I'm telling you, that's why I'm so proud of this show. That conversation in the morning created that fucking awareness. That's because sometimes we need a kick in the ass. We talk about it ourselves, right? And I was like, okay, I can get all the help I can from Anderson, but if I can't help my fucking self by going to sleep and eating, no magic coming from Anderson is going to fucking help me. Simple as that. And anybody listening, that's truth. That's fucking truth right there.
Our conversation on Friday, we're going to talk about 3 different tiers. That's the things we're going to open up with is okay. the tiers, you know, and the foundational ones you're starting to touch on.
Yes.
If you don't put that in play, the other 2 tiers don't fucking matter.
Yes.
So in the perfect world, we don't need all 3.
Yeah.
We can get through it. The first one could do the trick. Okay, we can go to the second one. What we want to do is we want to go. So real quick, just to share with everybody.
Yeah.
So there's the baseline of basically your lifestyle, right? Then there's the next step, which we're going to call the peptide world, right? And then above the last one above that is your endocrine system. Well, your endocrine system in many cases can be altered by just the foundation. But the point is that if you don't have to dig into your endocrine system, why do it?
Yeah.
Most people dig into the endocrine system like at this age. If someone goes on TRT,
yeah,
you're not coming off.
Right.
It's you've made a choice to do something. It's like, okay, you've added one more thing to the list of brushing your teeth and wiping your ass.
You know what? Hold on.
If you don't have to do that, why do it?
You just said something that a lot of people need to fucking hear from a 54-year-old man, not a 20-year-old kid. If you don't need to, because you can do a bunch of things first, why would you? Because once you start, you're on it forever. That kind of honesty and vulnerability, but that kind of frankness is what the world needs to hear, man. And that's why I fucking love what you just said. Because people look past the headline. But you're saying to somebody, if you're making that choice at 55, you're on that forever. Oh, okay. Let me think about that.
You can stop, but now what you've done is you've just taken that your endocrine system, you've taken and you fucking rock the boat. Your hormones start doing this. Now you got a whole new set of fucking problems.
But that's why I fucking love this, because you go to a Western doc and they go right to number 3. They go right to fucking subscribing you a thyroid pill or something to impact your endocrine system, and they haven't talked to you about number 1 and 2. It's true.
Well, because nobody wants to fucking pay for number 1 and 2.
Exactly.
Well, I should say number 1, I should say.
Hey, speaking of paying, I know I grew up, maybe like you. Keith, why do you don't need to go drink and buy bottled water? There's a bunch of water coming out of the side of the fucking house. This was bottled water back in the 80s. To all my brothers out there, remember we just go drink out of the hose? Nobody drinks out of the hose anymore, Anderson, at all.
Dude, I remember as a kid drinking out of fucking streams, for God's sake.
What? Drinking out of what?
Out of streams.
Oh.
I mean, literally. I mean, if water's moving fucking fast enough, You know?
That's fair
And
comment.
Fucking dead fucking crystal clear.
Yeah,
Granted, I'm very lucky. I could have gotten sick as a motherfucker.
Well, sure you could.
Could have been some fucking dead animal 2 miles up fucking stream that I didn't know about.
Hey, but you got ivermectin now to get the parasites out of your ass.
Yeah, but I mean, it's because way back when, funny enough, when on that big water kick that I was learning about water.
Yeah. Yes.
You go far enough back in our history as human beings.
Yeah.
What killed more people was fucking dirty water.
Oh, I didn't know that. Is that right, eh?
Yeah. I mean, granted, I can't say that I know that for a dead fact, but that came up a lot as I was. They would get some sort of a bacteria or infection, and they thought it was something else. They didn't know it was coming from the water.
Yeah, we got Petro coming in. I fucking love Petro. It's like comments from Petro. It's like, you never know what Petro's going to say. You still need one of those to siphon water out of the pool. Yeah, yes, you do. The hose. Yeah, but Petro, I'm not drinking the chlorinated water out of the pool there, my brother. No. Hey, Johnny, coming up tomorrow, we got a guy, Raise the Hab, a pack of
especially if I've been swimming in there, because I guarantee I piss in every pool I go into.
There we go. Jesus Christ. Team John can't swim in our pool. Wait a minute. I've pissed in my pool too, maybe once or twice.
Anyone says they don't piss in the pool.
I know. It's so fucking true.
You don't piss in the shower either? Come on.
I don't masturbate. I don't piss in the shower. I don't piss in the pool. You're full of shit. Hey, tomorrow, Raise the Hab, a pack-a-day smoker, Johnny, to a 700-kilometer across the Sahara. Then he got cancer and he kept going. Yeah, this will be an interesting one, man. We got a guy who's, we're going to get at that one tomorrow. Oh, is this one? Robert, don't siphon the surge, says Petro. And then Robert Kurtzbinder says, dysentery in the Civil Wars was like 1.5. Oh, dysentery. Yeah, I guess that's like poisoned water. Caused like 1.5 million deaths. Yeah.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And from what I saw, they were treating something else. So they didn't even know they didn't understand what was killing everybody.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, well, listen, I'm doing the dance here because I got a monologue coming up. I got to piss, but before you go.
Hey, Jon, before you go, you have to see this. Somebody took a kid's pink 12-volt G-Wagon and turned it into a 72-volt B-East that rips like a monster truck. Jon, it's the most aggressive Little Tikes energy I've ever seen. Full-speed lawn drifting, jumps, and a grown man driving like rents do. It looks like Barbie's first DUI, except the cop is a sprinkler and the judge is that one neighbor who hates fun. The torque hits and his spine files a complaint. That toy's got enough juice to power a divorce and a leaf blower. No helmet, no safety, just pure. I watched one YouTube tutorial and chose violence backyard engineering. Hey, Jon, be honest. If we parked that 72V pink G-Wagon outside, you'd be the first one sprinting out there like, move, it's my turn, right?
Sign me up for that. That looks
little
like
fucking thing's hauling ass. And gay boys, if you're riding a fucking kid's toy, even if it's fucking souped up on the grass, don't fucking have to worry too much about a helmet.
That looks like fun, though, you have to admit, eh? That looks like a lot of fun. He's got a 70.
I'd like to know. That thing's probably going 30 miles an hour.
I was wondering, so he's got a 72-volt battery in there. It comes with a 12-volt. He put a 72-volt battery in there. And, it's just rolling, man. That's there's probably a product there. You probably could sell 1,000 of those to guys like you and I.
Well, we could remove the me from that equation.
What are you doing to fuck? I can't believe our time is already done. We are done. What do you got going on today, pal?
So I got Bend after this. And then I've got working in the business for a little while. Have a meeting my business coach Done For You business at 9:30, which is cool.
Nice.
And actually, he likes that idea so much, he actually wants a piece of the action, which is pretty cool.
What's his name? Not Joe. Sean. No, first name. You're coach, sir.
We need to be working on some. So when we talk about your peptides, we're going to be working on some recall, babe.
I love it. Oh, my brother. Hey, before you go quickly, hey, Jimmy, put it on the screen. So somebody laying there since the beginning of the year, Johnny, we haven't talked about this in a while. They have lost a day of their life. Look at that. A little button. Like a little button that just shows you graphically what somebody has lost. Like actually.
You know, I was thinking about this, brother. You know, it's 100% correct.
Yeah.
The guy that's fucking hitting the snooze.
Yeah.
I don't think he gives a shit.
I think you're bang on, brother. No, I think you're absolutely correct. Yeah, he's just like, fuck it. But that's okay. We'll just keep teasing that guy. One day his light's going to go on and go, okay, I realize that I have been wasting my life. Okay, well, speaking of wasting, my bladder is starting to waste into my body here. I know what you feel. I'm starting to pinch it, Johnny. You get out of here. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going for a piss. And then we're back on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Have a good one, brother.
Have a good loop, my brother.
All right, Johnny's out of here, nation.
We don't need more people chanting, burn it down. We need people willing to carry weight. If we only destroy, we stay unaccountable. Criticism isn't the same as commitment. Construction is. We can name what's broken. We also have to name what we'll build. We hide behind, they should have known better. That's a spectator line. Builders ask, what's the constraint? Then they decide anyway. When we tear down for applause, we leave real people holding the mess. Trust doesn't recover fast. Neither does a team, a family, or a mission. Here's the rule. If we call it broken, we own the next step. If we won't pay the cost, we don't get to light the match.
Outrage feels like progress because it moves fast, but speed isn't direction. We can't confuse volume with leadership or attention with impact.
We can post a takedown in seconds. We can't rebuild trust in seconds. If we want change, we choose patience and responsibility on purpose. Chief's about to draw the line between demolition and leadership. We're not here to watch the fire. We're here to build what replaces it. Morning begins here.
No, I didn't dry my hands, Melissa. That's why my mouse pad's not working right now. That was fast. Wow. Hey, the equipment's working. Yes, it's working. Okay, I was excited to have this. I was excited to throw this monologue on the screen with you guys today because this one's targeted all the haters. This one's targeted all the naysayers. Yeah, naysayers. Burn it down. Burn it down. And this often is related to the folks that are like, oh, poo-pooing AI. Oh, yeah. Well, listen, here's the reality for all my brothers and sisters out there. Burn it down. The hating, the talking smack, knowing you're on the right track, all of that, I think. Hey, Jimmy, I know you agree with me, brother. It's a cry for people. It's a cry of people who have never built anything. Yeah, I'm talking to you, motherfucker. And that's the part that bothers me. The internet loses destruction. I'm sorry. The internet, it loves destruction. It loves failure. It loves cancel culture. It loves takedown, call-outs, pile-ons, hot takes. It loves just destroying people, tearing people down, burning it all. And sometimes, here's the thing. I get it. Yeah, you know, we talk about some of the ridiculousness of some of our OnlyFans people out there, Bonnie Blue. Sometimes it's fun. It's ridiculous. But then sometimes I think that it needs to be challenged. Yes, some systems are broken. Some institutions, to all my Gen Xers, you earned the distrust. Are you kidding me? That's all they've been doing for years is distrusting. And some leaders fail. Many do. Some rooms need to be disrupted a long time ago. And listen, I'm not defending the broken things just because they're old like me. Yeah, true story. But there's a kind of person, you know who you are, who loves destruction because they've never felt like the weight of construction. What's going on, Spoopy? Are you the bad guy from MIB3? I am. Welcome to the big show, The Handsome Chief. I'm Keith Billis, the guy from MIB3. Where are you joining me from, Spoopy? But it's true. There is a kind of person out there, and Spoopy, are you that kind of person? Who loves destruction because they've never felt the weight of construction, never built anything. They've never built a company, never had any payroll, never led people through uncertainty, never stayed up at night wondering if the thing survives, never worried about, making payroll, like I said, never had to clean up the mess after the applause fades, never had to sit back and go, Neiman knows this one, be careful what you wish for. Yeah, because it happens when you work your ass off. That will change you. Building something changes you. And to those of you that have built something, you know, because it makes you less casual about fire. Because once you've built something, you understand that everything is more complicated than it looks from the outside. Yeah, it's true. The critics, I know you. The critics, you guys see all the flaws. The builders like Nick, the builders like Keith, the builders like John. Well, the builders, we see the trade-off. The critics, yeah, I know you. The critics, what do you see? Well, the critics, Jimmy, they see the mistakes. Yeah, that's what they see. The critics, but the builder sees the constraint. The critic says, well, why didn't they just, fuck man, every complainer, why don't they just do the job? The builders knows just is usually where the ignorance lives. There is no such thing as just. Because that doesn't mean that builders are above criticism. No, I'll take all the criticism I can take. Builders want criticism. Good criticism make things better. Tell me what Rico said to us a couple weeks ago. Last week, your opener's too long, so I've been working at speeding it up. Good criticism makes things better. But lazy destruction? Fuck off. That's not criticism. That's called performance. It's a way to feel morality and powerful without doing any of the work, just sitting in the stands, just observing, just throwing fire at everybody doing the work. And social media, well, that has been the rewardance of all of that, because destruction is fast. But guess what building is? Building is fucking slow. It takes a long time. Destruction, another D word attached to it, dramatic. Yep. Building, another B word attached to it, it's boring. Building's fucking boring. What does destruction do? Destruction gets attention. Just think about it. I'm blowing up the building. Everybody watches the big blowing up of the building, but nobody sits back on the street and slowly watches the building come to life, because that's just fucking boring. Building requires nonstop patience to watch the building rise from the ground. While destruction gives you a villain. That guy just blew it up. Building gives you responsibility. And that is why burn it down travels so easily, because it asks nothing from you. Nothing from you except agreement. You're like, oh yeah, you nod, you watch it blow up, oh yeah, you agree, oh yeah, cancel that motherfucker, he did this, what? But the real question is always, then what? Okay, yeah, then what? You burned it down. Okay, you burned it down, nation. All of you motherfuckers burned it down. So now what? Now what? Who's gonna rebuild? Who's going to lead? Who's going to take responsibility for? Who deals with the people that are affected by the burning down? Who's going to make the next version better? Who stays after the crowd leaves to watch the boring process of rebuilding again? And that is where most revolution cosplay falls apart. Have we talked about Gaza lately? Oh yeah, I'm not going to make this political. Let's put it out there. Have we talked about Gaza lately? Fuck man, let's blow it all up. Oh, yeah. Where's the fucking world leaders now building it back up? Where are they? I don't even know where they are. Because tearing things down can be necessary, but it is not enough. It's not a strategy. It's not a plan. It's not even leadership. It's just fucking demolition. It's what it is. And demolition without construction, yeah, that is where the D happens before the C in the alphabet, because demolition without construction is just vandalism with better language. Yeah, I'll say it again. Demolition without construction, that's just fucking vandalism. And that is a distinction that we need to recover from, especially now. Because a lot of the old systems, the last 50, 60, 70 years, it's cracking. You know it. I know it. We see it. Media, cracking. Work, cracking. Education. What? Education? Cracking. Politics, oh, don't even get me there. It's fucking cracked. Trusting? Gone. And yeah, I would agree. We would all agree that it needs to change. But if all we produce is outrage, we're not transforming anything. We're just making rubble. Back to Gaza. Yeah, the future, it's going to belong to builders. Not people who worship yesterday, not people who worship the past, not people who will defend nonstop the broken systems, not people who light fires for attention. No, the future is going to belong to you, mister, the builder. People willing to say, this is broken. Here's what we build instead. Here's the cost. Here's the responsibility. Here's the work. That is a very different posture and very different questions that people aren't asking. And that is the posture that I respect. And it is one of the reasons that we talk so much about live conversations and morning formats on this network, Mornings in the Lab, because it's easy. It is easy to say old media is dying and then do nothing about it. It's easy to say morning TV is stale and then do nothing about it. It's easy to say podcasts are crowded and then do nothing about it. And it's easy to say the feed is toxic. It is. Ha! But then what? We're just gonna stand here and be fucking negative? Negative. Then what? What do we build? What replaces it? What format earns trust? What daily habits make you better? What community actually matters? That's the work. Not just the critique. It's the construction. And the construction, fuck man, that's the most humbling thing. It embarrasses you. It exposes you. It takes longer than you want. And everybody around you, nobody's going to understand it. They're going to judge you like a motherfucker. They're going to tell you it's weird. They're going to say, what are you doing? Well, that's just part of building. So if you cannot handle being misunderstood, do not pretend you want to create something new, because the challenge, that challenge is broken things. Call out the nonsense. Refuse the fake authority, and be careful with the addiction to burning things down, because it can make you feel brave while you're sitting there watching the building burning down, while also keeping you useless. Because that real courage that you're fighting for is not just pointing at the fire. No, it's picking up the tools the next morning, getting up, getting after it, and building something better in the smoke. And that is where adults are needed. That is where you are needed, my friends. And that is where leaders are needed, because the world has enough fucking arsonists with ring lights. You see them. I see them. You know what the world needs, nation? You know what the world needs? The world needs more builders. It needs more builders with scars.
We all have that proverbial gym bag sitting by the door, packed with the best intentions, only to be ignored by morning. Today, we are looking straight at the heavy shit we carry and the things we refuse to pick up.
The things you know you should do, but choose to ignore. It's the silent killer of a man's legacy.
Exactly. We've got a surfer-breaking generational trauma, the anatomy of self-betrayal.
And why the strongest guy on the site is usually hurting the most. Handsome Chief, the floor is yours.
Hey guys, coming up, Life Hacker. I got some military push-up challenge for you guys to take a look at. We're going to drop that in a few minutes here on the show. Right now, we're in the community corner with Maya Reyes and myself. I see the comments out there. I see Robert Kreitzbender. Money is the building, and the reason for building, the same resource that causes destruction. Yes, and when money contradicts morale, a system can grow inside another system, like one animal growing inside another until it explodes and the new system is left standing. Man, that's some great logic. Robert, you've been hanging out with us for a couple hours this morning. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you so much hanging out with us, dropping some nuggets out there in the feed. And of course, we got our very own Cheryl Whitaker dropping 100% as we were going through that monologue. All right, guys, YouTube, The Inheritance You Choose to Burn, over on Order of Man. Ryan Mickler sits down with Michael Mallon, a pro surfer and 17-year sober alcoholic who watched his own dad self-destruct. And he says, Millen flips the script on addiction. He doesn't frame it as some genetic disease you're doomed to repeat. No, he says it's an inheritance. And you get to choose. You get to choose, he says, whether you pass it on or you break the chain. Generational trauma doesn't travel in your DNA. It travels in the bullshit stories you tell yourself about while you can't stop. So the real work, guys, isn't just sitting in meetings. No, it's challenging. Yeah, it's exposing the rot underneath the meeting. So maybe the next time you're in that meeting today, ask the tough questions, because the destructive cycle, it ends the minute you stop running, and the story ends with you. Okay, over on Substack, we got Dan Holloway bringing up the Greek concept of akrasia, acting against your better judgment. Oh yeah, I like this. It's that specific quiet shame of packing your gym bag the night before, setting the alarm, and then hitting snooze anyway. Yeah. Hey, Petro, acrasia. I've never heard of that before. That's called, it's not laziness, boys. It's actually self-betrayal, it's called. And you aren't confused about what's ruining your life. It's, dude, I'm learning about this acrasia thing. That's interesting. Character is built by keeping the tiny, brutal promises to make yourself stop negotiating with your weakness. Maybe you have acrasia. Yeah, interesting. All right, Gita Basson, who worked with construction leaders, dropped a gut punch on LinkedIn. She notes the strongest looking man on the job site is rarely the strongest feeling one. Yeah, true story. The guys who carry divorce, crushing debt, and the deep unhealed wound of not seeing their kids enough, and they do it in absolute silence. I can relate to that. So if you want to lead, just don't ask a guy how he's doing. Ask him twice. So guys, here's something for you today. When you're hanging out with your buddies today, when you're hanging out with anybody today, ask him how he's doing. And then a few minutes later, ask him again and see what happens. Yeah, true story. Hey, it's Maya. Speaking of silent struggles, if you had to pack a gym bag with your biggest daily excuse, what is in that bag? Maya Reyes.
Oh, easy. A blank journal. Every morning I tell myself I am going to sit still and reflect for 10 minutes. And every morning I just throw my running shoes on top of it and leave instead. Being busy is a great place to hide.
And mine's just a giant sign that says, I'm fine, I'm just busy. Classic self-neglect dressed up as work.
Exactly. Look, you guys heard the chief today. Stop negotiating with the alarm clock. Stop accepting the bullshit stories you inherited. And for God's sake, check in on the quiet guy twice today. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, before we walk out of the lab today, I got something for you guys to do today. Yeah, hey Jimmy, let's put it up there, man. The 50 Ultimate Push-Up Challenge equals strength and muscle building. We got a full body. So check this out, guys. These bodyweight movements emphasize full range of motion and target the chest, the triceps, the shoulders, and core for building up body strength. So guys, I got an invitation for you today. If you do nothing today, maybe you do this today. 50 military push-ups. We're going to get better at offering some life hackers, some tips here as we wrap the show up here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and Friends. So, Jimmy, we're going to work towards Community Corner and keep putting these things on the table for folks to leave the show with something to do. To leave the show with something to do or something to learn. That's going to be the whole point of our Life Hacker segment that we're going to drop over here on the network. Speaking of the network, the Mornings in the Lab Live Network, the home of Live Authority. Shout out to Jimmy on the buttons today. Jimmy and Kai are fucking on the ball today. True story, man. When you're doing like I'm doing here on this side of the situation and the team over there is just serving up tennis balls for you to hit, it makes my job quite easy. So guys, thank you. Such a great job. Considering most of the time it's actually pretty shitty. So good job today, guys. No. All kidding aside, shout out to Kai, Jimmy, and Melissa out there making this awesome show that we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and Friends. Neiman's on the words, Kai's on the guests, and Jimmy's on the buttons, and bringing it all together every single day. 8 o'clock with myself and Johnny. And tomorrow, tomorrow, we got a guest coming up on the show here tomorrow. I'm just going to pull it up here quickly. His name is Ray Zahab. Yes, and he's a dude who is a pack-a-day smoker to a 7,500 kilometer journey across the Sahara Desert. And then he got cancer. And what did he do? What did he do? Come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow and you're going to learn what he did. Ray Zahab coming up tomorrow on the show that we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and Friends, 7:30 with Matt Roof. And then, of course, we got Ray, Johnny, and myself. So that's what's going to happen tomorrow. Before we do that, I'm going to do this, Jimmy. I'm going to press this button and press this one and go like this. Yeah, just like that. Nation, that's the show. Yeah, gonna sneak out here a little extra earlier today for the team. What's going on, Whitaker? I see you out there. Oh, baby. All right, that was the show here today. If you came in this morning thinking that fatherhood just adds a kid to your life, you're living with a different answer. It just doesn't add it. It actually rewrites it. Dr. Joseph Deturi, just call me Joe. Dr. Deep Sea, 100 days underwater. He surfaced, rebuilt. The reminder buried in that whole conversation was simple. It was fucking super simple. You can break yourself down and put yourself back together on purpose. But hey, most men, they just never choose it. And then we put some fatherhood on the table. We got into a little bit, myself and Johnny, on how fatherhood changes your life along the way. And then, of course, in the morning focus for the men who've been quietly threatening to burn it all down, to all the haters out there. Yeah, my invitation, go back and listen to the monologue. You're too busy focusing. Oh man, I just can't get all these burps out of myself. You're too busy focusing on destruction when the reality is you might want to focus on some construction. That's something to go get after. Tomorrow is Friday. That means no BS or no BS with Dr. Jon Petruccelli. The subject, the social pressure that makes men act against their own interests. And of course, raise a hab. Before you guys go, here's your one thing. Text one person today. The version of you that used to be close to you before life got loud. Send it. Not a long message. Just open the door. And guys, thank you, Jimmy, Melissa, Neiman, and to all of you. We're going to see you guys in less than 22 hours. This is the show that we call Mornings in the Lab. Have a good one, brothers. Have a good one, sisters. It's time to get up, get after it. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We'll see you guys tomorrow.